Welcome to this live. I am Bumpy, BuMpY-isms. This is my friend John.
Hello.
John and Ellie. Georgia Beer Reviews. We are going to be looking at the 2024 Bourbon County brand stout, the original stout. Put down OG, but I guess it would be OS, right?
Original
Anyway.
Stout, yes.
Yeah, so a couple bottles here. This clocks in at 14.7% ABV. It says to enjoy in a snifter. I don't have a snifter. I have a stout style glass. What else does it say on it? It is brewed by Goose Island. They're out of Chicago, Illinois. Yeah. It develops in the bottle for up to 5 years. And it's not much else like really on the bottle that you're going to get out of this. But John was nice enough to find this little link down here. Let's go ahead and bring this up so we can look at it. So, oh boy, that's kind of small, but
Well, I can read it if you want. If it's
yeah, we'll just let John read it.
So basically, I won't read all of this, but every year it's slightly different, right? So this year, on their website, this is official from Goose Island here, they specify which bourbon barrels they use in the 2024 Bourbon County brand original stout. It's aged in a mix of freshly emptied bourbon barrels from Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Four Roses, and Wild Turkey distilleries, barrel aged for an average of 12 months. So you get a full year of aging, and you get 4 different really nice bourbons. I mean, Buffalo Trace is great. Heaven Hill is probably the most standard of all of the barrels. Four Roses and Wild Turkey are considered like mid to upper range for depending on what type. But yeah, I mean, some pretty good bourbon barrels that they're aging the stout in. So that's pretty much it from the description there.
Nice. Thank you, John. We'll go ahead and remove that. Also, I did drop, for anybody that's in our Hangouts group, I did drop the link to this for this to join up if you have said Bourbon County. So we just actually finished a live stream on John's channel where we did the Normand from Treehouse, which is a barrel-aged quad that was 16%. So we're keeping it high ABV tonight, high octane. Probably couldn't tell from my voice, high octane.
Nothing high about it.
So anyways, I'm ready to go ahead and crack this open. I haven't had this one yet. This is like a going theme tonight. I haven't had this one yet. Nelly has.
I just poured mine out.
But yeah, you already poured yours?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't. I just got excited.
And cheers to Tater Dom, by the way, for one and only you.
Tater Dom, cheers to you.
So I took mine out of the fridge just a little bit ago, so it's still cold. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit here. Oh, it's ice cold. Cheers to Anna from East Coast Lucky Reviews as well.
Closer. Mine's actually closer to room temperature. It's only been in the fridge for about half an hour.
Yeah. Oh, I already see like alcohol legs on the glass. The head on it is what, kind of khaki mocha, sudsy head.
Tan colored head.
Black
Not
body.
Mocha, but yeah, it's a little darker than khaki.
Yeah, definitely went down. So what are some aromas you're getting out of this?
So as with all of your Bourbon County OG variants, getting a lot of dark fruit, getting some vanilla, some oak, maybe a little bit of dark chocolate with this one.
Yeah, the first thing I got was fudge. Not
I
Shane fudge
definitely,
either.
definitely fudge. Yeah, definitely dark chocolate to fudge. There is that richness with this one. I will say that this year's initially the aromas are, you still get dark fruit and you get a lot of the barrel,
Yeah.
but maybe a little bit more chocolate in this year's version. Chocolate, fudge, whatever.
Yeah.
A
It's
form
like
of
a
chocolate.
like a fudge, a chocolate fudge. Because there
Yeah,
are different fudges. You can have vanilla fudge too.
it is
So
more of a rich chocolate. So yeah, more on
yeah,
the fudge side of things.
it's kind of like got
But I still get the
a cherry or a raspberry type note to
a
it
little,
almost.
yeah, like a black cherry maybe. Sorry, my dog is scratching. If you hear noise in the back, Toby, come here. Come on. Behave yourself.
And
Yeah,
that
he's
could be
doing a
coming
lot.
from
Doing a live show.
it's you said it's got Heaven Hill.
Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace, Four Roses, and Wild Turkey this year.
Yeah. So the Buffalo Trace and the Heaven Hill, I think those ones are kind of a bit more on that cherry side of the bourbon. Like you kind of, I was never a big fan of the Buffalo Trace,
Oh,
just
really?
because it
Yeah,
kind
I
of
like
had that cherry Robitussin flavor to me. So I'm thinking that's where some of that kind of real rich cherry note
I
is
find, yeah, I mean, I will say most of the standard Bourbon County lineup over the years has been very similar with slight variations. This
Yeah.
year, maybe a little bit more emphasis on the fudge, the dark chocolate, but you still get the dark fruit notes, still get the vanilla, the oak, woody type notes. Um, I will say that it definitely doesn't smell super boozy, even though you get a lot of notes from the bourbon barrels. It doesn't smell. I mean,
Ooh.
14.7, you're looking at close to 15% alcohol. So
There's a trick from FLX. They like to sit there and swirl their beers until they lose all their carbonation. Go ahead and swirl that and give it a whiff. It really does like boost the aromas up.
oh yeah, more fudge, actually. And it is, I mean, you look at the head too, a pretty good
Yeah.
head for a barrel aged stout, and it's sticking around. It's not much, but it does have kind of like a creamy appearance to the head there.
Well, if I like this one, maybe I'll be able to pick more up. I was a surprise this year. Pretty much every year, I can't just go to a store and find Bourbon County.
Oh yeah,
It usually sells out in this area. Like the stores open up on. I almost went Canadian there. Damn it, Paul. They open up on Black Friday, and like within 10 minutes, they're sold out. So
really.
I was able to go in this year, and they had the three. They had this one, and then two other variants still in the store, like almost a week later, because it was Friday, and I went in Tuesday, and it was just like you have these in the store? Yeah, it's like, well, okay. But yeah, cheers to Michael popping in.
I don't know this, Michael. But cheers to you. Yeah, yeah, let's do it. Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Lagunitas Bulletize is really good, Michael. That is a solid stout. Yeah. Dark, yeah. Dark fruit, vanilla, toffee, oak.
Yeah. This is
maybe a little cherry. Yeah, I don't know, like a darker cherry.
I heard a lot of people talking about how boozy this one was this year. I have that. Yeah, I have the this one's 14.7. The macaroon one, which I think was only it was 14.6.
Yep, and then the vanilla rye, which you would think would be one of the stronger ones, is 14%.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if that was the macaroon one. That was like wicked boozy to me when I had that. And that was like burn my throat boozy. This one's not that boozy, so yeah, I think it's kind of similar to years past.
I think so. I don't understand all the hate for this year, and I'm not trying to. I mean,
maybe
like
not as
in general,
maybe not as in depth, I guess, because like I think it was last year's or the year before. It was just like you sit there, it was just like every single, you couldn't be wrong if you threw out a flavor, unless I said something like asparagus or
Fish sticks.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it's like you could throw out in years past. It was like leather, chocolate, dark fruit notes, cherries, bourbon, barrel aged stuff. The oak, fudge, different types of chocolates. You just, it was like bam, bam, bam. There's so much stuff. I think this one's a little bit more subdued. It's not as it doesn't have as much depth, I think, as some
I would agree that it's maybe a little less bourbon forward initially. I feel like you get some fudge right up front, and maybe the roasted malt character just in general is a little bit more intense than in years past, which kind of negates some of the barrel note. Like the dark fruit is still there, but it maybe not as prominent as it has been in years past. Some of the oak and the vanilla notes and the tannins that you get from the wood I think they're all still there, but they're not.
It does have a bit more of a coffee note, I think, this year.
And obviously there's no coffee in this, so I think it's just the
roast and
that roasted malt. Maybe they got their hands on some roasted malt that was a little bit more roasted than in years prior. I mean, who knows? But all the flavors, the base flavors, are still there that we've come to know and love with the Bourbon County, but they are a little bit more muted, I would say. The barrel notes, that is, at least initially, as it warms and you kind of get through it after the first few initial sips.
Yeah, it does have that kind of marshmallow type note. I kind of get that on the bump right in the middle.
The vanilla, it's
like
marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
I feel like that's similar.
A bit like not super full on the mouthfeel, but it is a fuller body. A little bit of grain. I'm kind of getting on the tail end.
I will say, with this year's Bourbon County, it's still, for me, it's still going to be up there, but it's definitely not my favorite year. They do have some of the better variants this year. The vanilla rye I thought was outstanding. The macaroon I thought was outstanding. But the standard variant is not as good as it has been in previous years. I'll admit that. I still think it's up there, but
better admit
the bourbon notes are a little bit muted. The tobacco that I always harp on with Bourbon County as being one of the defining characters, that sweet yellow tobacco type note that you get from a lot of the OG Bourbon Counties of years past. You still get it with this a little bit, but it's hard to kind of differentiate between the dark fruit and the tobacco. Like in years past, it's like, oh, you got date, fig, plum, raisin, and a little bit of tobacco. With this, it's kind of like dark fruit, tobacco, like
cherry. There's that cherry note.
The cherry in there. It's not quite as pronounced as it has been. But I really don't have any complaints. I mean, and it's great.
It's a bit warming. You get a little bit of warmth going on in the chest. 14.7% ABV. It's not like super boozy, but I'd say that this, like I mentioned, we just came off from a live on John's channel, and we drank a 16% quad that had that thinner body feel, and it was like, wow, you can just keep drinking because it drinks like it's less, even though you get some of the heat and stuff. This has that kind of more filling feel to it, so it's like, it feels like it's a larger.
It does, but I've always said that Bourbon County in the stout world is still much lighter and easier drinking than probably 90% of other stouts, even stouts that have a much lower ABV, because it's not super thick, viscous, syrupy as you tend to
Yeah.
get with a lot of higher alcohol stouts. It
Oh,
does
yeah, you
have a
get some of
more
those
full
10%ers from
feel to it.
Timber. Was it Timber Ales?
TIMBRE.
Yeah.
No.
The ones out of 12% Project, the Timber Ales. You ever had their stouts? Those are like super thick pastry.
I feel like you've shared one of those with me in the past. Yeah, really like almost like pastry, like dessert,
like really like
thick.
super sticky on your mouth.
Yeah. See, I don't like stouts like that. That's why I try to.
They get too kind of cloying almost. And
yeah, I don't even drink pastry stouts anymore. If you give me a stout that's non-barrel aged that has like 5 or 6 adjuncts in it, like cinnamon, vanilla, honey, maple syrup, whatever, I tend to kind of steer away from those just because they're too much, and a lot of times they come across as cloying to me. In years past, not so much, but nowadays I'm much more sensitive to the sugary sweet additives in a lot of these beers. So, which is one of the reasons I love Bourbon County so much, because it's just such a pure beer. I mean, the original anyway. It's just stout, roasted malt, yeast, water, hops, and then barrel aging, and then boom, that's what you get. So
Michael talks about how he gets in 2022 he got 14 bottles for $2.25 each.
I mean, I think
they either lost a lot of money, or that's like the going, like that's what the stores are getting them for, which would be crazy.
Yeah, that's
because I don't know how you make. I don't know how you make money as a brewery if you're selling.
I mean, it's definitely it definitely has to cost more than $2.25 a bottle because of the warehouse space and the barrel. You got a year sitting in a warehouse that they're having to provide electricity and maintain the property. I'm sorry, my dog is dry heaving in the background. If you hear any weird noises, Toby, stop it! Come here.
You can continue choking after the live.
Please stop choking, Toby. So I do find that. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. So this year's Bourbon County to me is upper excellent. Maybe it's not. Well, God, I still think it's one of those.
I'm still enjoying it. I think it's a really nice stuff. But we've had some. We did from Drecker. He came over. That was the What Lies Beneath. That was pretty stellar.
Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah, this is. Maybe I'll get, I haven't officially reviewed this yet, so it may be a little bit lower than, for me, world class is 98, 99, and 100. This one may fall just short into 97, which is outstanding, but not world class. And the only reason I would knock it down another point or two versus previous years is because I want more dark fruit tobacco barrel, and this year's seems to be a little bit more fudge, toffee, and roasted malt, which gives it a little bit more of an astringent feel too, because the roasted malt character provides a little bit of an additional bitterness that I haven't noticed in previous years as well. So I think it all comes down to personal tasting preferences. I don't think this is a lesser quality Bourbon County stout than previous years. I just think it's just different. Toby, stop it.
Shut up, Toby. Kick you to the curb. Cheers to Beer Man chiming in as well.
Beer Man.
I think this beer has done two things. Okay, so I'm not liking it as much as some of the ones I've had in the past. It is better than at least one of the ones I had in the past, which was like Infected. I think that was a 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. Or was it 2015? I can't remember. Okay.
2015 was the year of the spoiled Bourbon County, where they had the funky.
It's not a joke. Yeah. But yeah, so don't like it as much, but I'm like more than I thought I was going to like it based off some of the stuff that I heard.
Dan.
Which I don't think anybody's like totally pissed off on this beer. It's I don't know. But the other thing that this drinking this now has done is it's actually got me excited for that vanilla rye that I have.
Which I've had, and I think I reviewed it.
Because after drinking the macaroon one, I didn't really care too much for that. I scored that one pretty low. So I was like, oh, these are gonna all just be super alcoholic, boozy, not fantastic. So now I'm excited about the vanilla rye because I still think this is in the excellent range. It's once again, it's going to land in that kind of like mid-range excellent for me. So,
okay,
yeah.
Oh man, I'm going to go with 97, which is outstanding. Not quite world class because I've had so many bourbon counties over the years. I would like more focus on the barrel. I mean, there's some great barrels: Wild Turkey, Four Roses, Heaven Hill, and Buffalo Trace. I would like more of that barrel presence because I love all of those bourbons. And there's a little bit more roasty, toasty malt character, a little bit more fudge, chocolate type flavors. It's for a bourbon county, it's a little on the light side for the barrel presence. I'd like more of the barrel presence. But overall, I mean, at 97, it's not a complaint. It's not I'm not trying to take anything away from this year's variant. It's just a personal preference for me. And I wish there was a little bit more barrel with this one. But I think the 14.7% is masked very well. It's not super boozy. It's smooth. It is, it's a stout. So it's full body, but it's not thick, syrupy, viscous, cloying. All the good qualities of a stout, none of the negative. But yeah, a little bit more barrel would have been nice. A little bit more dark fruit, tobacco, vanilla for me. But it's a great beer. An excellent beer. Outstanding.
Excellent.
Cheers, Kettleheads. Barbecue and beer.
Cheers, Chris.
You bring a lot more traffic to your channel.
And cheers, miscellaneous too. I'm not sure if I. Well, it's because I hardly ever go live anymore. So
people are like tuning
on
in.
my
They're
own
like,
channel.
God, what's going on? Well, I don't
yeah,
know.
and plus people probably more like this was slightly advertised off your live.
No, yeah,
very briefly.
Because I had so many people watching mine.
And then plus it's bourbon. Yeah, plus it's bourbon.
Come on,
bourbon
miscellaneous.
county.
So that's one thing. This drives me crazy, and it's not just miscellaneous. I know Josh is the same way, and some other people. I'm still not buying Anheuser-Busch. So you're not going to buy the beer because it's owned by a big company. Like it's huge. Like it's some of the. If you like barrel-aged stouts, it's the best you can get. Why would you avoid buying it just because it's owned by a big corporate, fucking anyway, whatever. To each his own. More for me, I guess. Come on, miscellaneous. You're better than that.
That's why we can fucking Drewski.
That's why what?
No, that's why we can
drink. He'll drink it. He won't buy it. Except you did buy it, and when you sent it to me when I lived in Georgia, you bought a vertical of it. You probably spent $40-50 on that. So you did buy it. Hypocrite. Anyway.
He's talking about just for 2024.
He sent
one more. 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks will make a difference.
I think it was 2017, 2018, 2019 vertical. Came in a fancy box. It was delicious. So you don't buy it for yourself. Oh, not since the Dylan. Yeah, well, that was Bud Light, which is under the Anheuser-Busch. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to argue with you on that.
But Kid Rock says it's okay again. So,
right. You notice how the Bud Light commercials have gone from one extreme to the other. Now they're completely like back to like redneck country music partying. I saw an ad for them the other day, and it was like, oh wow, I guess you really abandoned your. Well, they fired everybody that was behind the Dylan Mulvaney thing, and now it's run by all new people. But yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get too political on this and get banned from YouTube.
I appreciate that.
Sorry. This is good. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah.
I am. So mine wasn't super cold, but it has warmed a little bit more. And I do find that, initially I was saying it was, and it still is more roasty, toasty, chocolate, fudgy, but a little bit more dark fruit comes through as it warms. So, I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm enjoying. I would buy if I could get it for $2.25. I mean, I would buy probably.
I would buy a case,
a few cases. And then I could have some to age for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Then every time John does an just gonna throw out a Imperial Stout live stream and not tell anybody. Be like, wait, I got one.
Thank you, Tanner. It's because John sucks. You're right. I suck. I smell like cheese. Whatever. Why does anybody listen to? Don't go subscribe and watch East Coast LQ reviews. He's a poser. He's a phony. He just happens to have really good whiskey and beer in his house, but he doesn't know what he speaks of. What else was I going to say? Oh, what did you pay for your bottle? Because it was $14. Mine was $14.95. What did you pay for your?
That's my problem when I go beer shopping. Is I just pick out what I want, bring it up to the counter, they give me a price, and I pay for it.
Right.
Sometimes I'm sticker shocked, when it's like 150.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I remember mine because the little sticker was still on the actual.
Yeah. So I have no clue what I paid. I only start getting receipts if I ever get monetized and then can actually use it towards taxes. But right now I don't get receipts or anything,
by the federal government to support your alcohol consumption.
I'll start every frozen pizza.
Every frozen pizza,
all the cheese I buy, because I'd be like, well, this is promotion for my channel when I get on Beer and Cheese with Beer Man. So but yeah. So I'm probably never ever gonna pick up receipts. It's basically what I just said there. So cheers.
I don't ever expect to be monetized. Even if I did get monetized, I'd probably I wouldn't accept the money. I'd be like, I don't do this for the money. It's for the love. Donate it to charity. All 30 cents of it. Every month.
I know why I'm getting so much more traffic. Everybody wants to come in here and hate on you.
Yeah, everybody freaking hates me. Apparently. I'm like a unicorn. I'm like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So I'm just saying, like in general, I'm an anomaly.
Well, we've had this almost going for half an hour. I think we both said our piece on this one. Jesus. Yeah, I'm not disappointed in it. I mean, because there's been some years there's been some years where it's been really kind of poor. Just
I haven't been disappointed with a Bourbon County though in probably 5. The only year that I was really and looking back, I wasn't really disappointed with it because it was the only year that I actually was able to buy the original in my state was when they dropped it down to 14%, and I could get it in Georgia at that ABV range. But looking back, now that I have access to all of the different alcohol variants and everything, looking back, that's probably like my least favorite year. And it wasn't a disappointment as a stout. It was just of the bourbon counties that I've had, it was just my least favorite.
Yeah, that's the thing though. This year they did go up in price on the original, right?
Well,
they used to be like $9
previous,
or something.
Well, $12.99 here. This year's is $14.95, so it's an additional $2 increase in price. But that's the thing; these stores.
But almost every beer has gone up in price over the past couple of years.
Another 2 or 3 weeks, though, they may drop it down when they're not selling or when they're trying, whatever. Yeah. They may drop it down to $12 in another, few weeks. I think it's kind of like the Black Friday. It was the highest, and then it's going to peter down to $12, $13 in the next couple weeks because they want to sell it. And it's funny to me because the older years are cheaper. Like in the store up the street, I could get a 2021, 2022 bottle.
Yeah, not always. Not all stores do.
Not always. If there's
we got stores that jack the price.
They know what they've got. Yeah, but like your big chain, like Lincoln Liquors,
we aged this one for you.
Across Massachusetts, and they always it's always consistent pricing throughout the chain. They always mark down old bottles of Bourbon County. So it just depends. Like if you have a private run, like Craft Beer Cellar in Westford, they are privately owned. They are going to mark up the older bottles because they know what they've got, because their stores are owned by their store is owned by a beer and liquor and wine enthusiast that knows that some of these things get better as they age. So anyway, I'm looking back at the chat. Yeah, miscellaneous. When we get off of here, BuMpY will post a link. You come on here and talk shit to my face. I'll destroy it. I'll wreck you. I can't.
Anyway,
I can all caps. Your caps lock stopped again. But yeah, we already gave ratings. Yeah, I think
ratings. I still got more left in the bottle. That's good.
I already poured the rest of mine. I think that people that are really like, I've heard a couple of people. Dan's not one of them. I'm not hating on FLX, but he did say it wasn't as good, which I agree with him.
But I just said it wasn't as good as last year.
I've had some people I've seen some reviews where people are totally trashing this year's variant of Bourbon County, and it's not. That's ridiculous. If you're trashing this, then you're, I don't know what you are, like a beer snob, like you just want something to hate on.
Maybe they were sick. There's been times where I've done beer reviews, and it's like, oh, this beer sucks. And then it turns out that, like, I just was on one of those things where my taste was all messed up because I had like an illness coming along,
Right.
That's happened. Like beers tasted super bitter. And then it's like, I do a review. I'm like, it's way too bitter. And then like, I'll have like another one of the same beers like a week later. I'm like, oh, wow, this is actually, it's not that bitter. It was just my perception was off. And
yeah. Well, it's like earlier we were doing the Norman. I gave it 100. I was like, best beer 2024. And then we reviewed it earlier on my channel. I'm like, yeah, it's still fantastic. It's still one of the best beers that I've had, but it's not. It doesn't have that wow factor that it did the first time that I tried it. So things change, your palate changes, your experience changes depending on, have you had the beer before? Have you not? What's the weather like? How you feeling that day? Like, all of that factors in. And but a great beer like this, no matter how many times you drink it, no matter what the day of the week, or if you're feeling under the weather, you're feeling on top of the world, you're still going to recognize a great beer. As Miscellaneous would probably say, game recognized game, right? That's something he would say. Anyway, Toby, stop it.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Stop it.
Yeah, I just want to run through real quick, say thanks to everybody in the chat. Tater Dom was here. Appreciate you showing up. Tanner, cheers. Michael, also here in the chat, giving some good feedback.
That's a great deal. $11.49 for the original
Miscellaneous.
2024. Michael.
Beer Man, cheers to Chris from Kettlehead's Barbecue and Beer. Scroll down, and then I think it's that's that.
Much more people commenting on your video than on mine. So yeah, cheers to that. None of mine, no Bart, no Gabe, no none of the viewers on my stream came over here. You just got a whole new, group of people over here.
Well, then screw your viewers that didn't come over and watch. But yeah, cheers. Thanks for doing this with me, John. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's always so awkward. Like when I start doing any video, especially with you or with anybody, it's kind of like, I don't know. Hi, this is John. John and Nelly.
Yeah.
Georgia Beer Reviews or something.
We've known each other for, I don't know, for years. So,
yeah.
But yeah, the initial, it's not because of me. It's because of the lot. You go live. It's just like weird. You have to say like introductions. And you
That's
get into
like,
it.
I think a lot of people have like they just have their set. Like you have your set thing that you say, like Bear Man when he goes live, he has this set stuff like when he's signing out and stuff like that. Alex has his, this is Alex the Beer Master signing out.
Yeah. I didn't even try to get I just kind of came up with that over the course of my first 100 videos or so, and it just kind of stuck. It wasn't like I planned it out. It just was like something that, kind of came naturally, and then it became a habit. So like, I don't even think if you blindfolded me and waterboarded me and they're like, what do you say when you open? Like, I probably couldn't tell you. Like when I click record, like it just comes out. Like I don't even think about it. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of liked it when I'm not gonna pay for StreamYard, but I did like being able to have like an intro or something that I could create and have, because that's kind of that icing on the cake to open it.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So cheers to everybody. Thank you all for watching. Excellent beer still coming out of Goose Island.
Second. Typical Canadian bullshit. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Paul, what are you 20 minutes late again, Paul?
Yeah, no, he's 37 minutes late because we're wrapping it up. He's like,
yeah, we're leaving.
About your pizza reviews. Oh, he said the slightly inebriated pizza review with.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I guess you're all right, Paul. Since you
like you watched a video of the two of us.
But yeah, that's it. We're wrapping it up. We're done. Cheers, everybody. Go home. I think Miscellaneous said that he's live, so check out Miscellaneous. Tanner.
Tanner's
gonna do anything. What's
you gonna ask me about my channel so I can spend 30 minutes talking about all of the upcoming events that I have?
Yeah. None of that shit gets viewed.
Damn it!
Oh, they're just shouting out at like 900 channels. Let's click off. All right. So anyway, I don't have an outro either. It'd be great to do some stuff, but you just can't. So I guess we do the BRB. I want to say thank you. What's this do? Live with StreamYard. It's a live show. It's on StreamYard. Extra duck. I should get paid for that. It's like
double duck. You got a dose of the double duck dose.
And if I want to add an overlay, I have to pay. So
I hear you.
Customize. Upgrade. Yeah. So anyways, we're done.
Cheers.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Have a great night. Day, wherever you're from. It's beautiful world.
Wherever you're from in this beautiful world.
Where's the off button? End stream. Cheers. Did I say cheers? Cheers.
Cheers. We're still live. I'm waiting on it to hit the end button.